Hello, you fat cats. It's Karl here. Welcome back to Voice Break. Oh my god. Welcome back to my F1 2020 My Team career mode. We're back once again, episode 3 today. As you can see, we're filling up our meaningless, pointless calendar with meaningless, pointless activity. They're not meaningless at all, actually. Well, I don't know why I'm saying that. I dabbled with the ideas of either filling up all my time, getting my second driver some more points on his ratings and whatnot, and focusing on certain departments, or going with the sponsor event and getting some extra team acclaim. And in the end, I can reveal I went for the latter. I went for the sponsor event, get some extra team acclaim, get some more sponsors on the car, and therefore some more money. However, what's the point in cash if you can't splash?
Peggy 3.
That's the question. Do I do another take for that?
In this particular instance, we have so much cash, we can actually upgrade the ridiculously expensive parts I was talking about last episode. In this case, I dabbled between the build time or the quality control and the powertrain. We went for build time, which can only go well.
Bruh.
Of course, just my luck that when I don't do the quality control, it fails. So that's great. So we're going to need to repurchase that on the car. It will be ready for the Chinese Grand Prix. We'll do the durability if we bloody well have to. But in more positive news, the chassis upgrade went on. And because we have a gaping amount of resource points left, I'm going to purchase yet another chassis upgrade on the car. It's the last one we can currently get in the tree, so we need to upgrade the chassis facility imminently. I also got another aerodynamic upgrade that should hopefully be on for the Chinese Grand Prix. And speaking of Grand Prix, we're at the Vietnam Grand Prix, and it's time to get into it. Did I miss anything in my admin? No, I didn't, is the correct answer. Let's jump right into it. Qualifying time here in the beautiful streets of Vietnam, or not so beautiful, depending on your preference towards this track. I quite like this track personally, flows pretty nicely. So let's get into the thick of this horse through turn 1, using second gear for some bites in towards the apex, over the curb there, through this second sweeping corner, down to third once you hit that pit line. Get loads of this curb, maybe not that much as we slide about, but this first lap, always a bit of a banker time. So through the last corner, a little bit wide, but across the line, P2, but we're 2 seconds off. We weren't even that shit at Bahrain, so we're going to go again here for a second flying lap. I gained some time through the first corner very nicely, and a little bit more through this sweeping right-hander, but as I come through across this curb, I actually lose some time as I don't tackle it as aggressively as I could have, and across the line, it isn't going to be that much of an improvement, only by a 10th. Every little helps, obviously. We are P14, but we're on the bubble. And as you can see, as we scroll down, we're P14 still, but people are improving their lap times. So we need to get out there and do a third one. As for my teammate, sort it out. However, threatening your teammates probably isn't the best way to run a Formula 1 team. So we're gonna toss that out of the window and get into this final qualifying lap. Losing a bit of time through turn 1 once again, but through this sweeping right-hander, trying to find the time. A bit squirmish as we go through at first. Getting that bite into the corner, over the curb, and we are gaining so much time. 2 tenths. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is absolutely beautiful stuff. And it's more beautiful, we're 5 tenths up. A whole half second a time. Do you know how long that is when you're counting? However, our celebrations are muted, just like Chelsea's during their game at West Ham, which I'm still not over. But as you can see, we're losing a bit of time, but through the final corner, maybe we've done enough. Across the line, where is it going to be?
He's done it!
We get into Q2, P15. Correa's in the bin. Let's move on. Welcome to I Like Sitting in My Garage Simulator 2020. Yes, this is the Q2 session where, as you can see, I have no fresh soft tyres, and the mediums are completely f***ing awful. So, we're just going to sit in the garage, save the engine, save the gearbox, have a lovely time, have a drink of champagne, live that lavish F1 lifestyle with our Brazilian tobacco money. Hamilton there was in 11th, and he still is, but he did go out for a hot lap, I can reveal, on the softs, and easily got through. However, for us, no prizes for guessing where we finished. It is, you guessed it, P16. There's no question here that it's been a bit of a quiet session for us. No time set. But however, we are 0 seconds off the Mercedes as a result. I can categorically say that. But something exciting for you all. The car felt excellent in race simulations during practice. So hopefully, just like we did in Bahrain, we can score some points. Maybe even some big points, depending on our strategy. And maybe some luck, of course. Our car isn't that great. But there is all to play for. Onwards and upwards. It's time for the race.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Lights out and away we go for the inaugural Vietnam Grand Prix. As you can see, a bit of a tentative start, but we are on the medium tyres, whereas pretty much everyone else around us is on the softs. We're going to go around the outside of a bunch of people. Carbon fibre everywhere. We did try and pip the racing point of Perez there, but nothing showing there. We do get Ocon, Raikkonen, and a couple of others, though. We started P15, courtesy of a grid penalty. That was very close to sniffing up Maple Syrup Boy's rear end. Right, okay, that's a bit saucy. Stop that right away, Karl. But I'll tell you what's killed my vibe, Kimi Raikkonen, because that Ferrari power unit is horrendously quick. Like, it shouldn't be that quick, basically. Oh my word, esports line. But that esports line has played to perfection, because we're going to overtake Kimi Raikkonen and slingshot ourselves onto the straight. But once again, in the slipstream, he's going to be all over us. Because for some unknown reason, Ferrari's power unit is still horrendously illegal. And there's nothing I can do about it. We do tuck into the slipstream, though. Hopefully looking for a move. And they break early. We dart to the inside of the Alfa Romeo. Down to first gear for some bites into that corner. The racing points are still having it on there. But we squeeze out Raikkonen. It's P12. And that's where we stayed coming on to lap 2. The racing points going side by side again. Fingernail biting stuff there from the two Racing Point Pink Panther Mercedes stealing cheating drivers. Sorry, I don't really like Racing Point. But that's not the point we should be talking about so far this race, because Kimi Raikkonen is still well and truly all over our 6. Look at that engine power and slipstream. I wonder what juju they've used for that. He gives us a love tap. Naughty boy, I have a girlfriend, thank you. I'm going to squeeze you out to the outside for that and maintain P12. Luckily, no damage incurred from the wrath and the completely... I don't even know what word I'm going for, lads. Devilish nature, I think, is what I was going for, and that is what I will stick with. However, it's about to get even worse for us because we didn't get DRS off the cars ahead. There goes Kimi Raikkonen into the 22nd century. And we've been demoted to P13 in what is ridiculous circumstances. We've slid about as well. It could get even worse for us. It's an absolute calamity here. Kvyat round the outside into overtake. I tried to deter him. Didn't work. But we do get him back under braking and maintain our seemingly unlucky P13 for now. Welcome to the most popular section of the track, because that's where most of the overtaking is happening in this race, and will happen in real life. Kvyat trying to go for a move on me. I squeezed him out very aggressively the first time. Giovinazzi, though, could get the pair of us if we're not careful. We're braking late as we dare, but don't hit Kimi Raikkonen. That was millimeters away from an even worse calamity than before. Not just dropping positions, but front wing damage, but we don't get any of that. It is P13, and we've broken away from Kvyat on lap number 5 here. So, next target's up ahead, surely. Perez and Raikkonen, because our mediums are feeling very good. On to lap number 7 now, because you guessed it, nothing happened. However, we are being a bit of a tactician once again. Karl's Masterclass tactics are at play here. We were just within DRS range of Perez. So we're going to use that DRS, whack the fuel down into lean, and save some fuel. Imagine that. And by saving the planet one gas fume at a time, we are well and truly all over the back of Raikkonen here, within a second of him, as our medium tyres really begin to chime in, and we're going to have DRS for a lot of this. However, the Alfa Romeo, the most annoying car in a straight line, because it's just so damn quick, even with the Mercedes power unit in my car. It's just ridiculous. I can hardly catch him. And for some reason, he left the door open here. We could try and go down the inside, but I didn't think it was worth it, because he'd just retake us back on the straight again, and there's no fun in that. So we let him go. Once again, think about saving some fuel on our car, and we remain in P13. Sergio Perez, though, bit of a pussycat he is, because he left. He headed out of here. He didn't want any of the smoke. Are we going to be able to overtake Raikkonen on this straight? DRS wide open. Rich mix going, and...
No.
And the wimpy wimp himself decided to pit at the end of that same lap. Didn't even give us the pride of overtaking him, which is a shame. Verstappen's behind us. Jesus, that turned over pretty quickly. We're battling one of the Red Bulls, or probably not for long, as we're sliding about. We move up to P7 briefly, down to P8, and then back to P7, and up to P6. It's all kicking off here, but as you can see, Verstappen's sliding a bit. One of the Ferraris has come out of the pit lane, and Albon is behind us as well. However, we are in a car that should be nowhere near the Red Bull's pace. Verstappen's already gone. He's gone into the 22nd century as well, and Albon's about to proceed into the 23rd, as I'm just going to let him through. There's no point in fighting the Red Bulls. They are much faster. So we're going to stay behind, run at our own pace, and pit when we need to. Surprisingly, though, we kept up with the Red Bulls here on the end of lap 11, as they got caught up behind Stroll, but we're not going to be able to do anything to them, as we are going to come into the pits to fit the soft tyres. It's Calamity Central here at Vietnam, as Raikkonen and Kvyat both got the jump on us. They were also on soft tyres, so they got a horrendous undercut, and I'm not a happy bunny. But we needed a miracle, and sure enough, at the end of the straight, we got one.
Full course caution. The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down. Maintain positive delta.
At Christian Boy's expense, we are in a points-paying position, but not for long, because Stroll comes out ahead of us. Apparently, Stroll is supposed to be ceding position, though, which was quite interesting, because he was definitely ahead of me. So I don't know where they got that from. But once again, I'm not going to show you me weaving behind a safety car. So with the help of my friend, once again, Fortnite Thanos, probably for the last time. Let's move on right now. I hope your oven's at gas mark 7, because it's about to get very toasty out here. What? Literally, what am I even chatting anymore? That's code for the safety cars come in, and we are back to racing speed here in Hanoi. And the goal now is to try and get past all of these remedials and get some significant points in the bag. And at the end of the lap, Kvyat here is not looking very quick at all. He might have some front wing damage or something like that. Stroll and Co are getting away, and I'm all over the back of him through this third sector. And so, ladies and gentlemen, introducing you a fantastic overtaking place as we dive it down the inside at the second to last corner. That was scintillating. Next up is Canadian Shake. End of lap number 16, and the Alfa Romeo's true colours are showing. The Racing Point of Stroll all over the back of him, and I'm trying to size up a move to the inside, but I think much better of it, thankfully. However, we are looking very, very pacey indeed, and as you can see, we're practically pushing these guys through this first sector. Raikkonen, mate, you're dawdling. This isn't a Sunday drive. Well, it is a Sunday drive, but not that kind. And so we have DRS once again here, but we're just saving fuel right now. We just can't get close enough, which is beggar's belief, because I've got the same power unit as Stroll. So what's going on there? Through the sweeping left-hander anyways, we are onto the main straight very soon. We get a respectable exit, not quite on the pace with Stroll and Raikkonen, and so we're just going to throw it into lead, make Greenpeace happy, and get him next time. Well, we're going to get Raikkonen very soon. Oh, what the fuck? So it looks like we're going to have to stroll up to the back of this Racing Point car, but we are going to save some fuel anyway to keep Greenpeace happy. On to the next lap, locking up like a goldfish, but we are firmly all over the back of Lance Stroll, and we need to get past him very soon if we want any hopes of retaining our current position of P3. Jesus Christ! It's all moved very mad here, and down the main straight. Can we actually get a move done on the Racing Point car? We're going to pull to the outside. We're actually going to get an overtake done on the straight, round the outside of the hairpin. That is fantastic stuff. P2. Good lord, it's been a rise to glory. And it's going to get even better, because we're P1. Yes! Cancel the season here, lads. We've done it. But once again, just like Bahrain, it didn't last very long at all. So as we come through the final sector, we are going to come into the pits to fit another set of soft tyres. Out of the pits we go, and it looks like we are going to be well and truly in the mix for some points, as Lando Norris is side by side with us as we come out of the pits. He gives us some contact there on our side pod, but we get past him on our fresh softs, and we're up to P8. Oh my word, and we're fighting it out with the McLarens, which we probably shouldn't be doing. However, I don't really care. It is a game after all, and we are going to be overtaking Sainz very soon if he isn't careful here. Our soft tyres chiming him instantly as we use our Mercedes power, but it looks like he's used his overtake very well. We can't get past him, and we maintain P8 for now. How about a second bite of the cherry then? because this looks very promising. Once again, we'll have DRS. We have yammed on the overtake. We've slipped it down to medium quickly, but it looks like Carlito is also using overtake mode, so we're going to hit it all the way up, almost deplete the battery entirely, but once again, round the outside at the hairpin, just get the car slowed down, and we're up to P7, and look at what's getting very tasty here. Daniel Ricciardo is looking very vulnerable on his hard tyres, so we have a job to do to get P6, but I think we can do it. By the way, I have no idea why I'm this high. The difficulty is 107. I raised it up from Bahrain. However, I don't care. P6 could be on the cards. Just over a lap later, and we are almost within a second of the Renault driver. Our soft tyres, and this car has been feeling brilliant. Ricciardo's not feeling good at all, though. He's beginning to feel the heat behind him, making mistakes as we climb up towards the back of him here, within DRS range, but he uses overtake expertly to defend, and we have to wait a little bit longer, but hopefully we should get him soon, because Carlos is not far away. Second to last lap now. Once again, DRS straight, using all of the fuel and the ERS. I'm saying that really weirdly, but I don't care. But I do. Matt 212, this is not the time for your notifications, fella. We're trying to chase Danny Rick, and we're failing badly. And so we only have one last bite of the cherry on lap 28. Last lap of the Grand Prix. Ricciardo been holding us up very badly, and as a result, both McLarens have caught up to the back of me, and I'm feeling very vulnerable. I haven't got too much ERS to play with, but hopefully the tyres still have a bit of kick in them to make sure we can get that P6 and secure all the bags and bring home what is quite frankly a stupendous result, just like Bahrain, completely unexpected. But for now, we need to concentrate and get our head down, because the straight hasn't worked. So we're going to go for an audacious move here. Down the inside of the sweeping left-hander. He makes a bit of contact with us, but we're up to P6. And now it's the long DRS straight we have to hold on for. We're going to be using lots of overtake as Rick gets DRS behind us. So does Carlos Sainz, and both of them could be on the back of us. Ricciardo pulling to the outside. Can we brake late enough to make sure we quell his charge? And we do. We squeeze him out. It's excellent work. We maintain P6. I need a break for my throat. I need to get some water. Genuinely, my throat is dying. You know what? I don't care. What a corker of a race this has been. Valtteri Bottas wins what could have been and probably should have been his teammate's race. But to finish first you have to finish, is what they always say. We're just coasting through this last sector now because we don't need to do any more. They can't get ahead of us unless they go for a dive bomb here, Rick Bobby style. It's not to be. We're going to come through the last two corners to take home an absolutely brilliant P6.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
To whom it may concern.
Unbelievable scenes. 5th place in Bahrain, 6th place here on the streets of Vietnam. An incredible race with a great strategy. The safety car did help us out once again, I will admit, to some extent anyway, bunching the field up, which was very handy. But in the end, the pace doesn't lie. We were the fastest out of the midfield. We were a couple of tenths off Albon. And just what a corker of a race. Goodness me, I can't believe that. Probably I should turn the difficulty up to 108 or 109, but I'm going to keep it as it is. 107 it is at the moment for China next race, purely just to have some consistency and see where I lie in terms of performance against the AI. But even so, what an absolute corker of a race. P50 to P6. I've got nothing. That was absolutely beautiful stuff.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
Absolutely, mate. I absolutely destroyed him. I don't know why I went Australian, but yes, just incredible pace and a great job from the team. I've got nothing else. I don't know what more you want from me.
You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
She must never know.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Thanks, bitch. Back into the acclaim screen. We are now level 3 after what was an absolutely brilliant performance. Once again, almost level 5 on the overall acclaim, which is excellent to see. Juan Manuel still at level 4, however, more monies! We get the sponsor objective fantastically and an extra 100k for not breaking any of our limbs or the car, which is excellent. More excellent news though, we got both the power and durability upgrades that failed to go on the car, so they were pretty much guaranteed anyway. But it's nice to know that they are finally on the car and ready for the next race at the Chinese Grand Prix. Do make sure you're staying tuned for these episodes and future episodes, because trust me, you won't want to miss them. Until then, thank you very much for watching this part of F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. If you did enjoy, then do please like this video, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my uploads, including more F1 2020 content coming very soon. And you can stay doubly updated to all of that. How, you may be asking? Well, let me tell you, by following all my social medias. Links are all down in the description below. But until the next video, whatever that video might be, once again, thank you all ever so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you very soon.